Hi guys, Candy here. I'm bringing you another unboxing today as well. So I did the Sacred Earth Oracle in my last video. This video I want to unbox, well, I've already opened it and had a little peep, so it's not really an unboxing, so it's more of a walkthrough of the Mary L Tarot, the second edition by Marie White. It is a beautiful deck. It's by Red Feather, which I think is part of Schiffer, and it is a deck that I've looked at for a while, and a couple of the cards, some of the king cards I struggled with a little bit, and I wasn't sure whether to order it, and it took me a while to make up my mind, having watched other people's walkthroughs. But I just couldn't deny the beauty and the depth of this deck. And in the end, I just thought, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and pull the trigger on this one. And I'm so pleased I did. It is a fantastic deck. Before I do the walkthrough, I will warn people that there is nudity within the deck. So just to be aware of that if you've got little kids watching. But yeah, this is the Mary L Tarot this morning. The box is absolutely amazing. It's a magnetic lid. It opens up with the guidebook snugly put in there. The guidebook is spectacular. There is so much in this guidebook. It is a guidebook I'm going to have to read, because it's a deck where it doesn't necessarily follow the Rider-Waite-Smith system. It is more of a deck where a standalone deck where you read the guidebook and you work with the cards either intuitively or you spend time to connect and read the card meaning. So if you are used to following Rider-Waite-Smith clone decks and that's what you want, then this might not be for you. I think as with most decks, there is some similarity, but I do know that you have to connect with this differently. But the artwork, I think, makes it well worth the effort. So the cards are in one pile. This is just a card cutout. So it's a lovely box, a fantastic guidebook. I'll just show you the guidebook again. So you've got let's go from the beginning. You've got introduction to the tarot, major and minor together. Then you've got the majors. So you've got keywords, upright and reversed keywords, and then a meaning. So you can see there's a lot for each card. And there's your keywords, upright and reversed keywords, which I really appreciate. Yeah, so that's for the majors. For the minors, you get they're positioned in the book, like all the threes are together, all the twos are together, all the aces are together. And you get for each card a colour picture, again, of the minors with a description of the meaning. And again, upright and reversed keywords. Not quite as much in depth, but still all the same things that the majors had, which is pretty spectacular, really. Okay, now the deck. The deck is my very first deck with gilding on. It's a beautiful silver. It's got like a glitter to it. Now, it did come pretty stuck together, and you can see, look, it's still clumping. So there is that issue. I haven't shuffled it yet because I wanted to do the walkthrough, but I think this is going to be quite tricky to shuffle. But I was still really excited to get a deck with gilding on. I've never had a deck with gilding on before. They are quite slippy as well. The backs are, can you see them sliding and slipping? It's even hard to keep them to stay in a pile. The backs are these, which are fully reversible, which I quite like. Right, the card stock is good. It's quite thick. The gilding is a little bit rough around the edges. I don't know whether you'd say that's matte. It's not really. It's got a slight gloss to it, but not a lot. It's certainly not got a laminated feel to it. And the size of the cards, it's kind of Rider-Waite Smith, you know, your typical Rider-Waite Smith size, so typical tarot size. And so yeah, happy with that. Like I say, I did have problems with them being stuck together. Okay, so we've got the Fool, which is an amazing Fool. There's so much motion in there. And I love all the creatures and the dragons and the butterflies. It's amazing. The Magician. Very deep and dark, that one. The High Priestess. This is one of the changed cards from the original first edition. I like this one too. The Empress. That's a beautiful card. The Emperor. It's very stoic and together. Really gorgeous. So we've got the Hierophant. I think it was the, yeah, I think it's this one that's changed in the, I think it's the Hierophant. In the first edition, it was the one with a crone type figure breastfeeding the two babies, and it was a card I absolutely adored. I know it was really problematic and a lot of people hated it, but it really spoke to me, that card, so I was really sad to see that they changed it and they hadn't included the originals. The Lovers. Gosh, these cards are sliding everywhere. That's a spectacular image. All the artwork, to be honest, in this is amazing. The Chariot. Justice. That's got a slightly different feel to that card, the artwork. I'm not quite so sure about that one. I love the Hermit card. Absolutely love it. As somebody that ran away to the ocean to hide for years, that speaks to a lot in me. The Wheel of Fortune. Just a really spectacular depiction of it. Strength. Look at that. The Hanged Man. Look at that. That's amazing with the tree branches wrapped around. Amazing. I love the Death card. I really love it. Temperance, that combination of elements, the fire of the tiger and the water. The Devil, a very steampunk devil. The Tower. Now I see the Statue of Liberty in there. You've got a figure here. It looks like the Statue of Liberty to me, whether it's like the destruction of everything that we take for granted or is organised around us. The Star, that's a beautiful star card. The Moon. And the Sun. Look at that. Lovely, 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 lovely. Judgment. Now I think it's the Judgment is the other card that's changed. In the first edition it was a lot more red. It was just all red. There wasn't this turquoisey blue background. I think I prefer this one. The World. That's such a beautiful World card. Okay, and I'm back. I had to go and let my dogs in. They were barking in the garden. Honestly, the minute I sit down to do any sort of filming, the dogs start mucking about or wanting to go in and out or drinking water from their bowl or running up and down the lounge. I think they can just sense when I've started to video something. Anyway, we've got to the World card. I love that World card. And now we're up to the Minors. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay out each of the 4 cards because they come together in the pack. So I'm going to do it like this. We've got the aces there. I love that each one of the aces has got a void through the torso of the figure that's represented, with colour to kind of go with the suit. So in this deck you've got the wands, the swords, the cups and the discs. So traditional suits in this deck. Just absolutely spectacular artwork. And then we've got the 2s, the 2 of wands, the 2 of swords, the 2 of cups and the 2 of discs. Just completely spectacular artwork. I just love it. I love this passageway through that idea of making plans and looking out. You've got the symmetry and the duality of the swords there. You've got the 2 horses here and then the 2 coins on the eyes for the pentacles. It's fantastic. So we've got 3 threes, 3 of discs, 3 of cups, 3 of swords and 3 of wands. Hang on, let's put these round the other way round like they were before. So we had, what did we have? Did we have swords next? Oh, I can't remember. And the 3 of discs at the end. So just really, really spectacular. You've got a pretty traditional heartbreak card. That's another card that's changed. In the original first edition, it was a bird court. So yeah, that's more traditional now in this second edition. Now I've been watching some videos by on the Sacred Seed channel, which is a fantastic channel, although she has not been posting now for 2 years, and I've seen a lot of people questioning where she went. But even so, I've completely forgotten her name. Oh dear. Anyway, it's the channel The Sacred Seed, and she did a couple of quite lengthy videos about how to work with this Marielle tarot that was really, really useful. So if any of you have got this deck or are thinking of pulling the trigger and buying this deck, and you haven't found those videos, I'll link them down below because they were really useful pointers for the ways that you need to look at this deck to work with it and connect with it. So I will be linking those. The 4 of wands I absolutely love. Oh my goodness, my dog is trying to climb all over me. What did I say about my dogs when I tried to film? Right, the 4 of wands, I love this idea of putting roots down in your goals and dreams and setting the sky on fire and rooting that energy in action. I just love it. And then you've got the landscapes of the other one. Each one really takes on the feel of the element of its suit. You've got the 5 of wands, so you've got the lion, the action. 5 of swords is just beautiful. The 5 of cups and the 5 of discs, and I think immediately in the 5s you can see that the imagery isn't necessarily what you would be sliding isn't necessarily what you would be expecting for 5s, especially the 5 of cups. I mean, how does that link to sorrow? Oh my goodness, my dogs are now fighting in the background. Dogs! So those are the 5s. 6s. Love that card. And I think throughout this, the elemental element of these cards is very strong. I think I haven't studied the book yet. I'm very certain that elemental work's going to be a big part of working with this deck. The 7s, 7 of wands, 7 of swords, 7 of cups, 7 of discs. Just gorgeous, gorgeous imagery. And then you've got the eights. So 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and the 8 of Discs. The 9 of Wands, how dynamic is that card? I mean, really. The 9 of Swords, so normally the like the Nightmare card, what keeps you awake, and you can see how different the imagery is. The 9 of Cups. Let's pull it down a bit. And we've got the 9 of Discs. And then the 10s. We've got the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Discs. The 10 of Cups is just spectacular. Well, they all are. The artwork, it is like an art gallery delivering an exhibition in a box. I say this a lot with tarot cards, and I think that's part of my obsession with them. Now the pages, I absolutely adore the pages. The Page of Wands. Look at the Page of Swords. Isn't that absolutely spectacular? You've got the Page of Cups. Where's the other one? There it is, the Page of Discs. Yeah. So the pages were one of the things that absolutely changed my mind about whether to get this deck or not. It was the one thing that made me pull the trigger. These two cards in particular, I think, are spectacular. The court cards are the Page, the Knight, the Queen and the King. So again, pretty traditional. We've got the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Discs, the Knight of Cups. And where is the other knight? There he is. The Knight of Wands. Wow. I just absolutely love them. We're getting to my very favourite card though. Right, so we've got the Queen of Wands. And this is my favourite, the Queen of Swords. Honestly, I would have bought the deck, I think, just for that card. It's my all-time favourite Queen card. I just love it. Queen of Discs and the Queen of Cups. Spectacular. I'm really interested to start working with this deck. And then the Kings. The Kings, I actually found them. So I've gone from my favourites to my least favourite. I think it's because one of them looks a bit sleazy and reminds me of an ex-boyfriend. I'll say no more. That one, oh, King of Discs, I've had problems with that card. King of Cups, not so much. King of Swords is interesting. King of Wands is a bit creepy. But I haven't read the guidebooks yet. When I work with the imagery a bit more and read what the guidebook has to say, I'm sure all opinions will change. I do struggle with the King of Discs a bit. It does remind me of an ex. So those are the King cards, are the ones that made me go, oh, do I really want that? But I think the rest of the deck just is so spectacular. So it's an amazingly deep deck. I'm going to see how it shuffles now. It's so slippy though. It's so slippy and it's got this edge of gilding. So let's see. So let's see how it shuffles. Yeah, not bad. And overhand. Oh, a little bit sticky with the gilding. So slippy as well. You can see how slippy it is. I'm having a job to hold on to them. It'd be great if you read jumpers and flyers. But yeah, it definitely does the job. See how it looks all together. So it looks absolutely great all together. Oh, of course I had to pull it, didn't I? So I think you'll agree it is a spectacularly amazing looking deck. If I pull just one card, let's go with the 2 of Wands. So go to the 2s in the book. 2 of Wands. So there's a quote by William Blake. So not all the cards have quotes. Some of them do, some don't. So the quote is, in the universe there are things that are unknown, and there are things that are known and things that are unknown, and in between there are doors. Oh, I love that quote. 2 trees don't make a forest, but they make an excellent door. In the garden of paradise were 2 trees, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil, the 2 most ancient beings, whose fruit is the sun of everlasting life and the moon of cycles and spectrum of good and evil, life and death. Eternity and time, black and white, macrocosm and microcosm, above and below, within and without, the masculine yang and the feminine yin, are the primordial contrast that everything else can exist from, and is the black and white towers of the priestess's temple, the temple of the horizon, where here and there meet time and eternity, life and death, body and soul. As wands, these are the 2 torches that flank the temple door, the door to yourself. Into this black space is a vacuous void that pulls you to come inside, fill the space and become a star, an exalted and enlightened soul by your own hand. The balance and symmetry of the 2 towers is of incredible importance in our world of duality. This is the golden gate to and from heaven, perfect balance, justice, order and judgment. Finding this balance is foundational in everything that will come after, in everything that will be created or manifest. Wow. And your keywords, the upright keywords are crossroads, a doorway opens, a calling for a career or goal in life, an invitation or calling card, an opportunity. And reversed is missed opportunity, fear of inadequacy or change. So that's for the middle card there. Well, guys, I am absolutely blown away with that. I think that's completely spectacular, and I'm so pleased that I pulled the trigger on it. I really am. So you'll also know from my last unboxing that when I ordered the Marielle, I also ordered a new oracle, the Sacred Earth Oracle, to try and work with it. And I just can't resist grabbing a couple of cards and just laying them out. Zoom out. Laying them out near them. Look. I haven't quite got enough working space to show you. Let's move these. Here comes my dog again. Yes, look, those are going to work beautifully together. So that's why I ordered those 2 decks together. I just knew that they'd work nicely together. So really excited to go and have a play with those. So this was the Marielle Tarot, the 2nd edition, with shiny silver gilt edges. In my opinion, a few dodgy kings in there, but some spectacular queens, and basically just the most stunning artwork in a tarot deck that I think I've ever seen. A deep dive deck which will demand that you spend time getting to know it, reading the guidebook, which is amazing, and giving it the time it deserves. Not your basic Rider-Waite-Smith clone, but then the quality of it, I think, makes it worth the effort of getting to know. So that's a Mary L. Tarot 2nd edition. I hope you liked it, guys, and I will see you again soon. Bye.